some of the evolutions of the team, like how it got from the first video or the first launch of the team? Take me through some of the changes.
Well, from what I remember, so you have the original Chocolate crew, and then I think the first guy we put on after that was Keenan, because Keenan, I think, was on Blind right before then, and he was skating in that crew. He was just down to skate for Chocolate, and I was blown away. I've always been a big fan of Keenan.
I think I was flying down to LA with Chico, and we heard that Henry got in a big fight with Rocco or people at Blind, people in charge of the company, and he quit or got kicked off or something. Since Henry was kind of in charge of Blind at that time, they didn't want to mess with that. But like the second Henry was gone, they were like, somebody call Keenan, you know?
We're all in the room, like team meeting, and we're all like, all right, should we call him? Like, yeah, let's call him. Yo, would you ride for Chocolate? Would you call Quit Blind or whatever? Keenan said, I'm already on the phone.
Who ride? I want this captain.
Probably one of the best people I ever met in my life. Like, I loved being around him. He just made you laugh. Nothing bummed him out too much. I would get, like, I'd be sensitive about dumbass stuff, and he would always be the dude to be like, yo, man, just whatever. And then I would always say, all right. That's why I like kicking it with him like that. If Keenan liked my tricks, that's the only, I didn't care about nobody else. If Keenan gave me a, yeah, I said, okay, that was a good one then. And that was it. And fuck everybody else. It was like Keenan's opinion. Anybody watching this would love to switch flip a table like that. I would, you know, and if you can switch flip a table, you ain't doing it like that.
Did Gino get on at the same time as Keenan?
No, Gino got on like a year and a half after Keenan got on. That felt right too. I feel like everyone was like super stoked when Gino got on.
Once Keenan got on Chocolate, then that's when the talk started, you know, with Would You Be Down to Skate For Us? And Chocolate was a little more kind of like underground, rough around the edges type characters on the team. And those are the guys that I watched in videos that I like to watch skate.
And then the Chocolate Tour video, doing that was insane. That was so fun.
What? Oh yeah, that is it. Check it out.
Ain't nothing but a curb, dog.
Look at the setup, dude.
We got Chocolate team out here on a 1998 summer tour. We got Mike York out there. Keenan Milton. Hey, Chuck Skateboarder. Good. So you guys are a little late, but that's cool.
The course looks great, man.
All right, cool, thanks. Chico.
What's going on?
Good. Hey,
My favorite time is around the Chocolate tour, like when Stevie was on. I thought we were like so sick back then, you know what I mean? I mean, Chocolate's still dope, but that was my favorite time for Chocolate, you know?
I started in '99 when Stevie Williams got on. Stevie skated for a fit, and that's where I worked. And when it went out of business, that's when I decided to come down here and work at Girl. So I kind of came down when Stevie had his tape, which was awesome. Yeah, he wants to get on Chocolate. It was a sick time. It was a sick time for Stevie and a sick time for Chocolate.
I came to LA a few times and skated with Eric Costin and then Scott Johnson, filmed and stuff like that. And Scott would always tell me like, yo, just keep doing what you're doing. So that gave me the confidence to like, all right, I'm gonna put together this last sponsor with tape. The passion that I had, none of my friends that I grew up with even skated anymore. I was getting into a lot of trouble. You know, I didn't have a good name. I had like a bad rep or whatever. So the chances of me getting on any kind of good company was, it was like. The chips fell into the hands of Chocolate because my mom was trying to tell me to come home and move back to Philly. And if I moved back to Philly, I was pretty much gonna hang it up. When they seen the tape, like, yo, what's up with Stevie on Chocolate? And I was like, oh shit, like this could be like real. And Mike took us out to Girl. I showed Rick the tape and he put me on like right there.
Stevie and Scott getting on, we were just about to make a video and they got on the last minute. Like all these skits from the chocolate tour where they're like doing all those cons with the old men in it, those were all filmed before those guys got on the team. Scott put together like a short part, but a really good part for the amount of time. And then Stevie had some footage and then filmed a bunch more stuff and ended up having the last part, a guy who just got on the team 5 or 6 months before the video comes out.
The switch heel, fakey manual, fakey hard flip was in that damn part. That's that shit. Come on, man. Mike saw that. It was undeniable, man. Anybody see that footage, you're like, holy Stevie Williams, man. Like, hungry Stevie, too. Like, oh, boy, watch it.
I gravitated towards chocolate even more than girl, even though like girls like the A-team, like superstars. I mean, to me, I always think of style being like more important than tricks. Obviously, Gino has crazy tricks, but his style is incredible, you know, and Keenan, same. All the dudes, they all have style.
And at that time, Keenan was like a tastemaker, a style icon. He all the way put me under his wing. The first trip I ever went on with Chocolate was to Australia. And I was tired as shit, so he already came like ready to go out. I'm thinking we coming, you know, Chocolate, we got a video, and he like, yo, let's go out. I'm like, yo, I'm tired. He opened up a pack of coffee and was like, yo, eat this. And I'm like, yo, I'm not eating no fucking coffee, like, you crazy. And he ate it, so I ate it, and I was just like, whoa, I was wired, boom, we was out all night. And then just the lifestyle, the clothes, the laughter, the skating, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything was so much with him. I was really like literally straight from the hood to like a major company. So it was really crazy, man. I ain't even gonna front. I used to always trip on Keenan, like, why are you buying this type of shit, dog? Like, why you going here? Like, why you hanging with these kind of people? And he would always laugh, like you don't even know.
Keenan, I would say no matter who you are or whatever, if you're a fucking crook or a nerd, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was just really very fun to be around with, especially because he was nice. Dude, around that time, there's like, even though they're your friends, a lot of people were mean. Like, do mean shit. And I remember hanging out with Keenan, I'm like, fuck, dude, he's so nice to kick it with. Like, I don't have to worry about, like, someone playing a joke on me, you know what I mean? Like, or something like that. Like, he also had a place that we would all kick it at. Girls loved him. Yeah, he liked to party, man. Like, I had so many fun times with Keenan, dude, so many.
I remember there was a crazy story. He went to Italy on some, like, not even a skate trip, just to, like, buy Prada bags and, I don't know, drink champagne, and he ended up in the hospital out there. His pancreas was upset or messed up.
I think he knew he had an issue. I feel like, you know, because he had gone to the hospital a few times. And I don't know exactly what happened, but I think it was due to drinking and stuff like that. So, you know, try to help him as much as possible and talk to him.
We were all so young. I don't think anybody even realized, like, what can happen. Certain lifestyles can actually be dangerous for you.
You know, he was doing good, and then we went on a film trip. And right before that film trip, he started drinking again, and then we decided to not take him on that trip. Wonder if he would be on that trip, if things would have been different. But at the same time, like I said, sometimes you don't know about enabling someone. You just bring them on trips just so they can party more. Or, you know, it's just a hard thing to figure out. But yeah, the next day was the day he passed away.
We were at a 4th of July party, and it was like in Malibu, and after sundown, fireworks or whatever, I cut out, lots of people cut out. Lee Smith was there with Keenan, so I know his account.
You know, one of the things that I always look back on was that I didn't really understand much about drugs, because I never did drugs. I drank a lot, but I had never sniffed cocaine in my life, or I didn't smoke weed or any of that stuff, so I didn't really realize how messed up he was at the time. So Keenan came and woke me up, and then it was like 9 in the morning or something. And, you know, there were like little groups of people who hadn't slept, a group over here by the pool, and a group of people over there. Keenan sat down on the couch, and we gave him some water, and we were eating eggs, and then he was sitting on the couch, and another guy that I know came up with more Coke. Is it okay I'm talking about? This way. This guy came up with more coke. For a long time, I kind of like beat myself up about it. Like I didn't know where to draw the line, or can I physically like stop you from doing that? I mean, we said like, here, drink water, eat these eggs and this bacon, but like, I don't know. I don't know. I think like, should I have slapped it out of your face, or? But he continued to eat, and he drank some water, and they were doing a little bit more drugs, and then he sat back on the couch, and it looked like he went to sleep. So I was helping picking up cans, plastic cups. Like 20 minutes later, I hear that there was a body in the pool. My heart kind of sank, and it seemed so surreal, and they said that it was Keenan who was in the pool. But to this day, the thing that trips me out is that there was a group of people on the side of the pool. These are the people that Keenan was hanging out with at the time. The thing that always trips me out is they must have been so messed up on whatever they were on that they didn't even notice that somebody had gone into the pool and never came out. Maybe they didn't even see him go in. So they were hanging around, and another guy jumped in, and then the guy freaked out and called the brother. The brother took him out, and was trying to pump his chest and all that stuff. I was in shock. I didn't cry. I just couldn't believe what was going on, you know? I guess when it really hit me was when the police were asking us questions. There's an investigation. I mean, there's a death on this property. We were up there for hours and hours, and finally they let us go. And I don't know. We went to Keenan's house after that, and there was like 60 people there waiting for us. I had to tell the story to everybody. And like, people were angry, of course. People didn't understand. People were sad. Some people were mad at me. To this day, I don't know the cause of death.
That was pretty intense, yeah. Because, we all went to his house. A lot of emotions, a lot of blaming, or at least on my part, frustration, and but there's nothing, no one you can blame.
Megan called me down to the office, and I came down and walked in, and Rick was already in there and gave us the news. I had to call the guys on tour and tell them to come home.
Up until that point, everything was kind of like pretty carefree, and I think for certain people it kind of like made them think about what they were doing. Some people not. So it didn't really change too much. It wasn't like everybody went sober the next day by any means.
One of the crazy things about skateboarding is you're supposed to party and you're supposed to perform. You know, obviously you have to skate, that's your job, but then if you don't party hard, then you're labeled as a kook. So for some people, it's hard to draw the line. It's you know, a lot of the line gets crossed. Some skaters passed away, but definitely has ruined a lot of careers. Like without a doubt.
Everybody was like, wow, life is real. So let's take advantage of every moment we have together. Everybody writing Keenan on their boards. He was one of everybody's favorite skateboarders.
He was one of like the heavy hitters on Chocolate. He was Chocolate, even though he wasn't the original guys, one of the original guys on Chocolate. To me, it's like he was like a textbook ambassador for Chocolate, and that really hurt.
His passing left a hole in this group of friends, because he was just this force of life and fun and joy, and there's no one that didn't love him. If you were with a group of people, he would just make everyone laugh, make everyone feel good. He's just a very loving guy.
I mean, for a while we were kind of lost, man. I mean, I felt like Chocolate, like what's happening, what's going on after Keenan passed away, and after Stevie leaving and all that. I didn't know what was going to happen.
I didn't quit Chocolate out of resentment or spite because I wasn't getting my way. It was strictly a business decision that I made at a very young age. I was 22. Overnight, like 2 years or a year before that, I wasn't shit. You know what I mean? I was getting treated like I wasn't shit. And I was acting like I wasn't shit, or I didn't give a shit, so.
I was bummed. I mean, I was stoked for Stevie. Like, people want to have his story. Like, they pretend they was growing up hard and things were poor and they came up and, he's real rags to riches, dude. I seen it. I seen the dude, like, be in situations that aren't cool, and I see him starting brands and, you know what I mean? Look at them now, like I love it.
Sometimes I think back and hope that a lot of those dudes are proud of me. And I wanted to put my team on people that I believed just like they did. So I was more inspired. I have this huge chocolate tattoo on my arm. Being on such a brand that elite made me an elite person in the industry, and I didn't know any other way to repay them because chocolate is the reason why I think I'm still alive.
Yeah, before, like I was saying before, you know, that whole time when Keenan passed and everything, we were lost. We didn't know what we were gonna do and everything. And then I remember one day Kenny called up and was like, I want to ride for chocolate, and it was just perfect. I was like, yes, you know, it's amazing.